Hey, Brian with Cassius Design Build here. About 6 weeks ago, got a chance to get together with a client that I did a substantial kitchen remodel for about a year and a half ago. Kitchen was completely renovated, took out the bearing wall. It was a house built in the 50s, so it had some structural complexities and some interesting things that we had to tie into. So got together with them, had some wine and cheese, asked some questions, let them kind of talk about what it was like to live through their model, what the planning was like, and the things that they love about it, and if there was anything that they maybe would do different this time. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.
About 16 months after we finished your kitchen remodel,
Yeah.
I think.
It's been pretty awesome.
Standing here in the kitchen enjoying some hors d'oeuvres and some vino, and Amy's preparing a meal. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what you guys have had a chance to live in the kitchen, obviously.
We loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about the process, kind of what led to you guys deciding to go ahead and take on this pretty extensive remodel project.
Well, number one, our kitchen was done. It was a 1959 kitchen that was very well used by several families before us. And then we used it for 16 years.
With young kids.
With young kids. It was done. It had gone through a very bad remodel.
Did you say remodel?
Yeah. So,
Teddy?
That's enough.
That would be Teddy the dog.
Teddy the dog. Who is this? Oh, it's Sam! Hi, Sam!
Anything you would rub.
That's cool.
No, it's cool. Alright.
Teddy, hush.
Teddy!
Okay.
Alright, Sam. We have teenagers. And Teddy.
He's fine.
We have teenagers. And we wanted a place where everyone could come and hang out. So we wanted music to be more accessible. We wanted an open concept. We also felt like the house wasn't complete. It was very closed off. There was a lot of doors everywhere.
Yes.
It needed to be functional, and this is the area that we spend all our time, but the way it was, it just didn't work.
Well, if I remember, the kitchen before was tiny. You had this very large kitchen nook area
Yeah.
adjacent to a very large dining room over there, and this little teeny tiny kitchen.
Yeah. And that was horrible. I had gotten to the point where I was closing off the kitchen and bringing everything outside, either to the deck or into the living room, and not allowing any of my guests to be in the kitchen.
But the vinyl was heinous. It was early 80s.
It had pink flowers.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Horrible. Horrible.
You know, and you can only do so much to hide that, and you really can't.
Well, then everybody wanted to hang out in the kitchen too. I remember coming to a party before the kitchen remodel, and there was like 25 people in the kitchen area.
It happens at a lot of parties. That's kind of where the food is, the wine is.
Yeah.
We're preparing hors d'oeuvres and things, and we want to be with our guests. They want to be with us, and so it kind of happened. He was always embarrassed about it, and it was time to just we need to redo this concept.
Yeah.
Open this up. We've got a huge living room, but incorporate it into the area we want to enjoy.
And I had attended a Montessori conference a couple of years into us living here, and they had architects from Taliesin, the Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah.
And the more they talked about what they tried to bring to a lot of their projects, the more I understood what should have been done with our house. That very organic feeling, that lot of wood, the Pacific Northwest feel to. That's what I envisioned our home to be.
Really warm.
Really warm. I remember one of the first questions. What kind of vision do you have for the color of your kitchen? And I said, the color of dirt. Because I wanted things to blend in. I didn't want to be cleaning all the time, and I felt like that's what I was doing all the time with the previous kitchen because it was so worn. I couldn't quite clean it to my degree, So
You can't shine shit.
okay, well we can't. Let's edit that out. I was trying not to say that.
That's cool, man. One thing we want to do here is be real. So that's, anytime you remodel somebody's home, it's a very real experience, right? So talk a little bit about a big chunk of your house was torn up for a few months, right? I mean, it was
13 weeks.
But who's counting?
She's got 7 hours, 47 minutes.
I mean, so what's that? You got people coming and going. Your kitchen is
We
gone.
actually had a party here while it was wrapped up in plastic.
That's right. That's right.
So
Now you guys had the advantage of having a small kitchen downstairs.
Downstairs, yes.
That helped, and
That's
that
true.
happens sometimes. But a lot of times people don't have that.
yeah,
Have that option.
Yeah,
So-
we were fortunate enough, to hire Brian to do our deck out there, and it was in summertime where we had, that's when we had a dinner party,
Right.
and it was all out there. It was just a barbecue.
Yeah.
We brought our dining room table out there, and we had, basically a barbecue for 12, 13 people, something like that.
Yeah.
And so it
That-
wasn't,
Why only had that?
everyone was out on the deck. It
Didn't
was
we have
summertime.
fun?
They
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I was here. I was at the party. It
Yeah.
was. It
That's
was.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they didn't have to see the tarps were here, the plastic was covering what needed to be covered, but it was functional. I mean, we still could cook, we still could provide,
Yeah.
meals for them, but it was fine. Just the area that was being under construction, was under construction. That happens because we wanted this in the end.
Right.
So yeah, that worked out just fine.
yeah,
You were ready for it.
we were ready for it. So we wanted something more welcoming. We wanted something more updated. We wanted something
Open
to
concept.
reflect the house itself, because I really do feel like this house had lots of Frank Lloyd Wright type of
Yeah, that's definitely.
tenants to it. And we were just ready.
So
It was
what?
just the time.
So talk a little bit about. You spent probably. I mean, you lived here 16 years. You spent a lot of those years thinking about what you would do differently.
Yes.
So how did that? How were you able to take those ideas and translate that into an actionable plan?
I credit my wife for this. She had the plan. Had been thinking about it for 16 years.
There were several things. This was a very original house. The people who built it, one was a civil engineer, one was a home ec teacher. She had a lot of great ideas. They just needed to be updated.
No, it was custom for some. Like I think you mentioned,
Yeah.
she was very short.
Yes.
So she had some short.
5'2"
4'8".
4'8". So she had some
Yeah.
short countertops, and it was. I mean, that was very forward thinking for the time.
Yes. So she had little stepping stools everywhere so that she could get up to higher places.
But none of that did you much good because you were
No, I mean,
5'10".
5'10", yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I used it for the children
Yeah.
to help cook. So, there were a lot of things. She had a flip top thing that I didn't want to not have.
Right.
I really loved that part of the kitchen.
You like so well. You
Well,
And
yeah,
now I
it's
have
become
two.
our baking area.
Exactly. And she had tin drawers that had sugar and flour in it. And so now I have an acrylic
right.
one.
You were able to
that-
carry some of those
so I
ideas
was able
forward.
to carry some of those intentions.
Yeah.
I think some of the kitchen intentions needed to be honored,
Yeah.
and primarily what my goal was.
And they've become hugely functional. You know,
Yeah.
now 16 months after the project, it's worked out great.
Yeah, so there was a lot of thought in terms of what I spent most of my life doing in those 16 years, trying to overcompensate for what was lacking in the kitchen. And then there was all those things that helped me in those 16 years that I wanted to retain.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was kind of like a pro and con type of kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way of looking at it. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
So,
So I'm sure most people, you do in a pretty big project like this, you're going to have one or two or three things maybe that you do differently. So anything you could tell us?
I would get more lighting in the bar area.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
You
That would
know.
have been,
If we had had a huge budget, I would have loved to have had some sort of water capabilities over
So like a
there.
wet bar.
A little wet bar.
But it's
That
not
would
that,
be
not
nice.
that big a
But
deal
it's
because
not
the
that
wet
big a
bars
deal.
it's not too far away
It's
from the
not
kitchen.
that
8
big.
feet that direction.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I would get a bigger sink. Bigger
Right.
sink. Bigger sink.
So you guys did a 50-50 sink. So you've got a standard
Yeah.
size sink that's split down the middle.
Mhm.
And so your big pots and pans, you have a hard time
Yeah.
maneuvering in there.
So one of the things that that I hated of the previous kitchen was that people who would come in through our kitchen door,
Your side door there.
my side door
Right.
here, would walk into my laundry room. No one wants to walk into a laundry room.
Yeah.
So
Dirty
and
laundry hanging out there.
then also part of that laundry room was our pantry.
Right.
So I really wanted people out of our personal areas, so we created those two rooms over there. Now I created them very personal. They are completely, totally personal rooms with sliding pocket
Yes.
doors.
You want to cut those off. Right.
I now know that that pantry is so pretty that I don't really need that pocket door.
They never close it.
We never close it.
Well,
It's so closed off to the rest of where everybody wants to be that people walking in, oh, it's a pantry, and it's a beautiful pantry, and they walk right by.
I got to build
They
those
don't
shelves,
really,
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
got to
do.
build those shelves.
But however, there might be time. So it is. Would you say that it's nice to have the ability to close that pantry off?
It is. It's
I mean,
nice.
you
Yeah.
may only do it 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah,
but
we
to
may
be
not
able-
have spent
Yeah.
as much on the etched glass,
etched glass,
you know, door
yeah.
and spent $200 instead of $400.
Right.
So be it.
I
But
think we were influenced. I think I was influenced by that whole '90s pantry etched door that says pantry
says
over the
pantry
front.
on
You
it.
know, I mean, it's like
Yes.
so dated, but I
Classic.
was there. That was me.
Yeah. By the way, we did not do that. It's
No, we
just
didn't
an
do that.
etched glass.
It's just etched.
It does not say
Just
pantry
etched.
on it. It doesn't have the grapes or anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
No
grapes.
no grapes.
But I think we could have probably done away with that door and invested more in the sink, which we use every single day.
Right.
And,
So-
and frankly, the sink functions just fine. It's
Yeah.
It's one of
because
those little
it's
things
a
you wouldn't-
deep sink. It's
Yeah.
a standard sink.
It's
It
fine.
just we would have liked one bigger.
Yep.
Right.
Oh well.
But other than that, it's pretty perfect.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't found that much wrong with any of it. The fact that it's open,
Yeah.
the open concept we wanted. Yeah, I mean, we've had, what was it, within a week of you guys being done. She rushed you because she had this dinner party. We had
was the
40.
next
We had
day.
40 people out here.
No pressure at all.
No one got crowded.
I
There's
looked
we
at
had-
him and I
there-
said, "That's it, Brian."
There's never any pressure.
But we had 40 people in basically this area: dining room, living room, kitchen. No one was crowded. There was conversations here, over there,
Yeah.
over there, and
Yeah.
everyone. There was flow. You could walk. You weren't. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Right.
No, it was great, and that open concept kind of helped. That allowed that to happen.
I think one of the coolest things here, and I was a little bit skeptical when we started out, was this enormous island that we're standing at.
The
This is-
continent?
Yeah, the continent.
continent.
It's
We
not
call
an
it a
island.
continent.
It's like Australia. It is the biggest island I think I've ever done. It's huge, but
You can fit inside it.
yeah,
You did.
I've been inside it, and
You-
it's true.
you-
You have
fit
to wire
inside it.
this thing. Yes, you did.
But it's
And he
it's-
warned me. He warned me. He said, "You're going to have a lot of dead space." And I'm like, "No. There's not going to be any dead space.
No.
That is for hors d'oeuvres, that is for flowers, that is for decorative candles, all sorts of things that I want out of the way of my guests."
This is a small
Yeah.
flower arrangement.
Yeah.
It's usually twice this big.
Yeah.
right. Well, the
Yeah.
other things. This is your sort of informal dining table now.
Oh,
so
this
then when
is-
you and the family, this is where you're going to sit.
Our
Yes.
daughter does homework right here. We'll have hors d'oeuvres right here. I do office work right here at my desk. We're here as a family. It's where we live.
It's really conducive to living here, being together,
Yeah.
just like you want.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's no dead
exactly.
space there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked out fabulous. I wouldn't want it any smaller.
That's awesome.
And a lot of people come in and say, "Wow, it's not shiny."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was another
This is an
thing
antique
that
finish
yeah,
to
that
the-
was
I love
that was the other thing that Ellen Varsic, Marble and Granite.
Shout out to American
Shout
Marble
out to
and Granite.
Ellen.
Our neighbors, right
Yep,
over there.
right there. We, she had showed me a lot of different kinds of marble, and I really tried to evoke to her that I really wanted to stay away from what I termed as disco. Shiny,
Oh, yes.
sparkly, glittery, glassy.
Just the
any
gloss, the
kind
high
of-
gloss.
yeah.
Granite wasn't your
And then
thing.
she suggested to me that we do the extra step of buffing
Yeah.
this granite, and that was
because this works out great. It's such a large surface you wouldn't want
Beautiful.
that shine from the lights in your eyes. These are the counters. We didn't do that, but I want those to be easily cleaned because
Yeah.
I'm prepping there. This is our baking area.
Right.
Here I'm cutting vegetables or anything. It's easy to just wipe it down. I want that glassy surface because it's quick and simple to wipe down. So
And this is
it's
very-
the same
I think-
marble.
Very forgiving.
I
People are
think
touching it in your.
I think
Oh, yeah.
the naturalness of it, it is a lot more. You're able to see the variations much more clearly without the reflection, and again, that was back to the Frank Lloyd Wright type stuff.
I get
that
a lot
very
of people these days
organic stuff.
that talk about. They're like, I'm worried about granite because it's too glossy. It's I think it's going to go out of style or whatever.
Yeah.
So my argument is always it's a natural material. So it's as long as you pick the right one, it's always going to look beautiful because it's real. It's a real product. It's real stone. But by putting the antique finish on it, it's sort of different than what most people expect granite to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
got nothing but compliments from this.
yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
And-
Yeah, and it harkened back again to that whole Frank Lloyd Wright type stuff.
Yeah.
That natural, organic feel to.
Right. Let the material speak for
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this will be here forever. I mean, you and I joked this morning. I said, "There's a giant crack in the island," and he goes, "No, there's not." And of course, there's not. I mean, it's an inch thick.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
That's
so-
great stuff.
and we love it.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. I think any of our clients who are thinking about doing a remodel will benefit from kind of hearing firsthand what some folks who've
Yeah.
lived through a remodel have been doing, what they've experienced.
You guys did an exceptional job all the way through the process. Everyone the contractors you hired, professional. They did a wonderful job, cleaned up, were respectful because we had to live here during the process, and it really was seamless.
I complain about the 13 weeks, but really,
She did.
every single day there was something being done. Every single day there was a palpable effect
There was progress.
of whatever was going on. Maybe not Friday.
This was
but-
no. This was a slightly more complex remodel
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
many of them are because of the when the house was built, what we're tying into, opening up. I mean, it's a 20-foot
I know the
span that we're
electrical.
opening here.
And we're on the second
Electrical
floor. You had to go
is
all the
huge.
way down to the basement to make sure
Right.
you had.
We had footings. I mean, it was
Yeah.
so it was a little more involved than
Yes.
than most kitchen remodels are going
No,
to be.
in the end project
Not
turned
that I'm
out.
being defensive.
No, but you know,
But-
like the electrical was huge. All of the rewiring. The fact that this is a hung ceiling.
Yeah,
was
there's no
very
trusses here
different.
where-
There was no
right.
trusses to figure out.
Lacing
there
in the
was-
hardwood floor to
there was a
match the
lot.
60-year-old
Oh, that was
hardwood
amazing.
floor.
I don't know how you
You
guys
can't
did
even
that,
tell.
but-
There was a
It's
lot
incredible.
of concerns that was covered, and we knew that it was covered
Right.
with your organization. you
Well,
know?
that's
So-
why we hired you, because this is our home. We wanted it done right,
Yeah.
and you did.
And you know what? I have to say that it was also important to us to have everything be local.
Yeah.
You know, that we knew you were part of the community. That we knew that John Deary, who did the cabinets, was part of the community.
Alan Bolke, sheetrock.
Alan Bolke's
Bar
sheetrock,
six.
Bar Six,
Yep.
marble. I think it was very important for us to have everything be local. So I mean, I'm harping on these buzzwords. It feels like, but like organic, local. I mean, those Pacific Northwest. That was all stuff that really was important to us.
Yeah.
And I feel like this has a story to it. Even the fact that it has a newspaper in one of the posts.
Post right over there.
A Colombian newspaper.
Little time
Of
capsule.
the,
You remember
like
the date?
It's a little time capsule. So I
don't
don't.
remember the
I
date.
just remember
When this thing went on, I guess.
this going on, and me giving a frantic call saying, "Put a newspaper in the post." And it's just. I think that.
Should have put a bottle of scotch.
No, I think that this has a story. Something just beeped, but I think that this this kitchen, this house, has a story, and we are a part of that story, and that will live on forever. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Oh,
cheers.
I don't have one
Yeah.
anymore.
We'll have to fix that.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right.
For all things remodeling, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our website at cassius.com, follow us on Instagram and Twitter.